Hello YouTube, welcome back to Billy Haynes with a review of Archetype from 2004. Yeah, let's get into it, man. This is the digipack that came out. I bought this opening day back in 2004 of all times. Yeah, God, it feels like yesterday really, but yeah, that's how time flies. Quite a problematic album, to say the least. Obviously, Dino had exited Fear Factory camp at this point in time. Everything was a little bit odd. I'd picked up, I think, a year previous, like a little album that just came out just off Digimortal, called The Hate Files, and it had like a few unreleased tracks that they had done for different computer games and stuff, and it was like remixes. Like you had Gary Newman's remix of Cars on there. It was an interesting one, and that's something that I want to do on the channel probably when I hit to probably about 100 videos, not subscribers. I'm never going to get that. I really want to put out like some of the bootleg stuff that I've got through the years, and have like a longer video and kind of going into it, because I've got a lot of dual stuff. I've got a lot of typo stuff that hasn't been released, but it's all underground and stuff, and just show off some of the collection that way instead of doing a review for them. I'll just kind of run through it as we go. But yeah, let's talk about Archetype's life, shall we say, because it's a problematic album from the standpoint where Dino's exited, and it's a little unclear to the fans, and it really was unclear, because you had Burton throwing shade. Fuck it, let's just say the entire Fear Factory camp throwing shade at Dino, and Dino throwing shade back and forth. It was just bullshit that, let's face it, fans don't give a fuck about. Yeah, we don't give a fuck about your drama. We really don't. We just want to listen to good fucking music, and we know that you can supply it, you dickhead. So shut your fucking mouth and enjoy the fucking position you got, you know? Because let's face it, where the fuck is Christian Raymond right now? Oh, that's right, picking up checks from Burton, the poor bastard. You know, fucking paving their way. What the fuck happened to you guys? But yeah. But that ain't the Fear Factory we got today, thank God. But Archetype, I think, was a really successful album, at least from a listener's standpoint, because I'm a huge Fear Factory fan and have been way before Archetype. And yeah, let's get into it, man. It opens with Slave Labour. 5 out of 5, man. Like, that track kicks it like Fear Factory always kick it, yeah? As soon as I stuck that on, I was like, okay, fine, I'm on a new journey with the new Fear Factory, you know, minus Dino. I'm on for the ride, man. Slave Labour really brought it in. The guitar work, the drumming is insane. I really like Burton's vocal work on it. The bass sells this album. Make no mistake. The bass lines on this fucking album are outstanding, and that's saying something. Goes into Cyber Waste, and this is kind of leaves a bit of taste in my mouth. I think it's a great song, and I love going back to it. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. The drumming alone and the bass work alone just sells this song for me. But the fact that, like, from a lyrical standpoint, you had Burton like on his big shafted platform just spitting hate, you know, and I don't know, it's a little bit difficult for me. It is, but it's a great song. It really is. It is what it is. Goes into Act of God, which I think is a good tune. I don't think out of the rest of it, I think again the bass really sells it. The ambience behind it, kind of keeping with that Fear Factory feel. The drums is good, but it's only getting a 3 out of 5 from me. Goes into a song called Drones. I really like this track. I think it's, again, one of the better tracks off the album. It's getting a 5 out of 5. The drums, the bass on it, just sickening. I really like what Burton brought to this song with his vocals. like the guitar from Christian, who's gone from bass to guitar on this album. And I think that's what saved this album, in my opinion, is because Christian had worked so considerably with Fear Factory for a lot of years by now. He was a bit of a veteran, so it was kind of an organic switch up, which really helped this album, in my opinion, because if they would have gone for someone else, I think it would have all crumbled. Just saying. Goes into the Archetype, going on about that self-titled track again, but again, this one works out of the blue. It's a 5 out of 5. Vocally, the drums, guitar, bass, just a sick song. 5 out of 5. Goes into another song called Corporate Cloning. Drums and the bass on that, kick it. Yeah, the guitar's great on it as well. It's getting a 4 out of 5. Goes into a problematic song again, Bite the Hand That Bleeds. I think it was released on the Saw soundtrack of all things at the time. I'm just putting it out there, I'm not a huge Saw fan. Just saying. And I'm a huge horror fan. Saw never got my boat. But it's not about that, it's about this fucking song. And I think it's a great song. Is it very Fear Factory? No, but I think somehow it really worked on this album. And I don't know how, but it really does. And I think it's an incredible song, and it's a great single. It's getting a 4 out of 5 from me. I really like the guitar work on it and the bass. It's great. Goes into Undercurrent, which is a little bit lighter. It does kick a bit, but like the bass, like the guitars on it, like Burton's vocals on that as well. It's getting a 3 out of 5. I think it's a good song. Goes into Default Judgment. I think Default Judgment's again one of those great songs on this album. It's 5 out of 5 from me. Just everyone's doing what they should be doing, and it's a great Fear Factory song. I'm just saying. But then we start getting a little bit. How do I put it? How the band started not following that aesthetic of what makes Fear Factory so great. And that starts with Bone Scraper, which I think is up there with one of the shittest songs. Yeah, I'm saying it. Shittest songs on the Fear Factory playlist. I think Bone Scraper is 2 steps away from what Fear Factory have been producing. Yeah, it kicks and whatever. It does not float my boat at all. It's getting a 2 out of 5 for me. Piss off. Don't care about Bone Scraper. Yeah, you can say the guitar's good. Like, everybody's doing good, but it doesn't float my boat, mate. Just ridiculous on this album, in my opinion. But then it goes into a classic Fear Factory tune called Human Shields, which I think is... That's why you have Burton C. Bell, mate. Because it's for those reasons. It's for that justification about humanity, you know. And I really love this song. The ambience, the vocal styles, the bass, the drumming. I think it's superior. I really do. I think it's amazing. 5 out of 5 for Human Shields. If you haven't listened to it, I really, really think you should. And it comes at a time that it's just sandwiched between shit as well on the album, which really pisses me off. But goes into Ascension, just an ambience track that you could literally farted and it would have been out the door. But that's just my opinion. And then the most unnecessary fucking cover of all time. Burton, we know that you're in the Smells Like Teen Spirit Nirvana music video, but there was no need to cover Nirvana on a Fear Factory album. Goes into Fear Factory's cover of School. Don't ask me, mate. Ask them. Don't know. Don't give a fuck about it. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How to murder your album, you twat. But yeah, let's go back. Let's have a complete roundup. Do I think this is a good Fear Factory album? Yes. I think it has moments of greatness of what Fear Factory are. I really do. Does it have the shittest moments in Fear Factory's back catalogue? No. How? How? We'll get to Transgression soon. That's a transgression in itself. This is what happens when people have ideas, but like all ideas, majority of them are shit. Yeah. It's a problematic album for me because I think there's some amazing work that had been done on Archetype, and there's stuff that I would always say I would love to hear live from the new Fear Factory guys. And when I say new Fear Factory guys, I just mean, after we've kicked the shit out the door for all these years, that I think every Fear Factory fan needs, in my opinion. It's getting a 3 out of 5. I think it's a good album, and I think you should check out what makes this a good album, because there's some classic Fear Factory stuff on here, man. But the end of this album really is dog shit. But yeah, that wraps up Archetype for me. I would like to say it was a pleasure. Some of it was needed lubricating. Just saying. Yeah, but I've still got shitloads of more reviews to do. Can't wait to get into more Fear Factory. We've still not done the Industrialist, which I really want to get into. Mechanized, we haven't done yet. Obviously, Transgression, we'll get to. We'll do Hate Files again over on my 100th episode sort of thing, which again, there's a couple of pretty good tracks that I want to shout out on that one. But we do have Digimortal that I'll be reviewing in a little bit. It's in my stack here that I've already reviewed in the past week. So yeah, stay tuned for Digimortal.